Welcome to Flyer Nation. I'm Isabelle Muñoz, your host, and today I'm going to have a chance to sit down with head tennis coach Brett Bridel and talk about the team to this point and moving forward to the end of their season. But first, let's talk about what is going on for all the other teams. Men's golf finished 5th at GLVC Championships. Women's golf is competing at GLVC Championships this weekend. Women's track and field ranked 7 in the country, competing at Cougar Invitational they're competing at the Cougar Invitational on Saturday. Men's track and field is competing at Cougar Invitationals on Saturday as well. Men's volleyball is competing at Ohio State on Saturday for the MIVA Championship. If we win, we go to the NCAA tournament. Baseball is 20-15 on season, playing at Southern Indiana for 4 games this weekend. Softball ends their season this weekend against Missouri S&T and Drury. I'll be back with Coach Bridel. Welcome back to Flyer Nation. Joining me now is head tennis coach Brett Bridel. Thank you so much for joining me, Coach. I'm glad you're here.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So there has been a great turnaround of the tennis team during your time here. What would you say was the overall process of both the Lewis men's and women's tennis program?
Yeah, with the women's team, they were doing well when I got here. I just didn't want to screw that up. The men's team was definitely on some hard times, and so there was some challenges there. I think with anything to be successful, you need to have good support, and I've had great support from our athletic staff at Lewis, from the administrative staff here at Lewis.
Sure.
And then been really blessed with great assistants. Every assistant I've had has done such a wonderful job here.
Yeah.
They've really helped us tremendously. Scholarships is also something that helps.
Sure.
And then finally, I think changing the culture that we had here, and creating a winning culture was the biggest challenge, and
Sure.
I think it took the longest to get. But I think we're getting there. We're not perfect by any means, but I think
Sure.
we're working towards that, and that was difficult.
Great. That's good. At least you boosted morale a little bit. Now they're competing on a national level. So what was the key, do you think?
I think some of the international players that we brought in have kind of gone hand in hand with our success. So we recruited some really good players that instantly brought recognition to our program individually, and then that helped us in recruiting and building the program all the way through to make the team stronger all the way through the lineup.
Sure.
So that's been probably the biggest factor.
That's great. Yeah, absolutely. So international recruiting, as you said, is clearly very important. So how difficult is it to recruit players to not only come to America, but then come to Romeoville, Illinois at Lewis University?
Yeah, they've never heard of Lewis or Romeoville, so but most of them have all heard of Chicago. So we try to sell that, and then let them know what a great university this is, a great place to be and study, and hopefully have a good time playing tennis here at the same time. But yeah, there's challenges just because of the distance from where they are from home to here, and so just a lot of hard work and a lot of due diligence to try to make the right decisions, and so far I've been blessed to have great ones.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. And how exciting is it to host the GLVC Championships this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's all part of this process of us being a more legitimate team, not only in our conference but in the region and hopefully in the nation. But there's, for the 9 years I've been at Lewis, it's always been hosted by the same 3 universities, and to finally have beautiful courts that we have now, and I think a legitimate team that can compete with anyone, to be able to host is just great for our kids, great for our university. We're really excited about it.
Absolutely. So what do you think is the biggest edge in hosting?
I think that we're just in our normal routine. We're not traveling anywhere. You're not living out of a hotel and out of a suitcase, so we're just staying in our normal routine.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Well, Coach, thank you so much for your insight into the world of tennis, and I wish you success on the upcoming tournaments and in the future. And we hope you'll come back and give us some more insight into the tennis world and keep us informed. We'll be right back with junior Mate Srdanovic and sophomore Dora Andrejszki. Welcome back to Flyer Nation, and joining me now are junior Mate Srdanovic and sophomore Dora Andrejszki. Welcome to you both. So Dora, I want to start with you. How did Coach Bridel convince you to come to Lewis?
Well, first I met Coach Bridel when I was 18, and I was back home in Hungary.
Oh wow!
And he used to have 2 Hungarian girls on the team, and I'm friends with them.
Oh, nice.
So he basically came to one of my matches.
Oh wow!
And we kept in touch, but first I started school at Armstrong State University.
Okay.
And after a couple of years, I decided to transfer. And that's when I got in touch with him again.
So quite a journey then. So from Hungary here, that's insane, but that's great. So Mate, how did you get convinced to come to Lewis?
Well, first, when I decided to study in United States, I had a friend who was assistant coach here at Lewis, and he told me about Brett, you know, that he's a nice guy, this is a nice college. So I got in contact with Brett. He came to visit me in Croatia. We played for a couple of days, you know, and I liked him, so here I am.
Decided to give it a shot then. Yeah, wow. So another journey then from Croatia to here. That's great. So, Dora, what do you like most about Lewis overall, and what do you like most about America?
Well, I would say two things about Lewis. Number one is definitely the tennis program.
Sure.
I had a good experience in my other college, but this is something that I've been looking for.
Sure.
And America is, I don't know, I would say that it's really nice that here we can compete in tennis and get educated at the same time. Because back home I was supposed to choose between the two. And I really like that here we play for a team and it's not really an individual
Sure, like
game
you get
anymore.
the best of both worlds type of thing. So absolutely, that's great. And Mate, what do you like most about Lewis in America?
Well, first, I think Lewis is a great school, both academically and athletically, and especially for my major, since I'm studying aviation, and Lewis is one of the top aviation schools in the nation. So, and also this beautiful campus and this, you know, calm learning environment. I believe that that's what gives us a great overall college experience.
Sure.
And America, one good thing about America is just this opportunity to develop ourselves as mature persons, you know, through sports and education. I think it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, Mate, we're going to stay on you for a second. What kind of differences do you notice in the style of American tennis versus Croatia? Is there a difference there?
Well, I believe there's not many differences, but you know, one big thing is I personally think that back in Europe, there's more talent than here, but that's good thing about America, that they bring that talented people here and push them to work harder than they would ever do back in Europe. And this work ethic, I think, is the biggest difference and a really good thing for us, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, how exciting is it to host the GLVC Championships this weekend? How are you feeling about those?
Well, I feel great. I mean, that's a great thing for Lewis, for our program, to promote our tennis program. I believe that it's always great to play in front of your own audience, on your own courts.
Sure.
And I truly look forward to it, you know.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, that's great. So now, Dora, do you notice a difference back from your country versus what it's like here in America with tennis? Is there a difference for you?
I kind of agree with Mate.
Okay.
In a way that there is a lot of talent in Europe.
Sure.
But I'm not saying that we're the only talented people on the team, obviously.
Yeah.
But we do work hard here and we push each other. And I think this is actually a big difference, that back home or in Europe, it would be more individualized and more focusing on one by one. Then here, we're like playing on a team, playing for Lewis, playing for each other, for the coaches. And it's not just that we motivate ourselves and our coaches motivate us, but we push each other and fight for each other.
Absolutely, yeah, that's great. So, of course, well, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to be here.